lecture number 20. Today we will calculate angular acceleration. So first of all, we all are familiar about acceleration. The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration, but the term is angular acceleration. So the time rate of change of angular velocity of a particle is called angular acceleration. Okay. Now, if omega be the angular velocity, then delta omega, del omega will be change in angular velocity. So the value of average angular acceleration is denoted by alpha. Alpha bar, it is the value of average angular acceleration. It is del omega by del t. Okay. Now we will calculate instantaneous acceleration. Instantaneous acceleration means it is the limiting value of the average acceleration. The average value of angular acceleration is given. If it will be, it is the limiting value of average acceleration when delta t tends to 0. Therefore, instantaneous acceleration alpha is equal to limit delta t tends to 0 raised by this, and it can be written as, recall your calculus, d omega by dt, because dt tends to 0. So this is the value of instantaneous acceleration. We know that there is a relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. So v is equal to r omega. I have proved in the previous class. Now differentiating with respect to t, both sides. So it will be d by dt of v, and this will be d by dt of r omega. This can be written as dv by dt, rate of change of velocity, the time rate of change of this one. This will be r will be constant d omega by t. Is it? dv by dt, that is acceleration, linear acceleration. R into, this is your d omega by dt, the value of d omega by dt. This is the value of angular acceleration. So we can write this into this. This is the formula. Hence, we can write linear acceleration that is equal to, this is angular acceleration into radius. R is the radius. What will be the SI unit of angular acceleration? This is d omega by dt, angular velocity radian per second. So the SI unit of, we can write SI unit of angular acceleration, we can write alpha. It will be radian per second square. Okay. What will be its dimension? Radian. Angle is dimensionless, so it will be m0, L0 t to the power minus 2. So its dimension can be written as m0 L0 t to the power minus 2. This is its dimension. But in case this formula can be written in vector form, linear acceleration, that is a, this is equal to alpha into r. Okay, in vector form it is there. Now I will discuss about centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration means the acceleration towards center. Okay, centripetal acceleration. First of all, we should know about centripetal acceleration. When a body moving along the circular path, its speed remains constant and the velocity changes due to changing direction. Okay, so we can write a body undergoing uniform circular motion which is acted upon by an acceleration which is directed along the radius towards the center of the circular path. That is called centripetal acceleration. It means it always sitting towards center. So we can say centripetal acceleration, the body moving on the circular path is acted by the acceleration which is directed along the radius towards the center of the circular path. That is called centripetal acceleration. Now we will calculate the value of centripetal acceleration and then after value of centripetal force. So this was the definition of centripetal acceleration. Whenever in exam the question will be asked, obtain an expression for centripetal force. So first of all we will calculate the value of centripetal acceleration. Since force is equal to mass into acceleration, so the value of centripetal force means the force acting towards the center or radius. The force acting towards the center, that is called centripetal force. If the value of centripetal acceleration be calculated, just I am going to calculate, and you will multiply it by mass of the body, then the value of centripetal force can be easily calculated. And in calculation, we will calculate the value of centripetal acceleration, that will be v square by r. Okay, so the value of centripetal force, that will be m into v square by r. That will be the acceleration for the centripetal force. So first of all, just I am going to calculate an expression for centripetal acceleration. Okay, let us come to see the calculation of centripetal acceleration. I am going to derive an expression for centripetal acceleration. This is the diagram of the circular path. We are watching. Is it a circular path? Suppose a particle is at p in time t and it moves on the circular path. Its speed remains same, but its velocity will change according to its direction. Let v1 be the velocity and v2 be the velocity at point q. This is the velocity, suppose at time t, and after del t it reaches to here and its velocity becomes v2. And this is the center of the circular path, means center of the circle, and this is the angle subtended, that is d theta, means angle between these 2 points from the center. Now just add R. R, that is called radius. This is the center, so all these 2 distances will be same. So these 2 distances are equal to its radius, and the velocity of the particle at point P and Q is denoted by V1 and V2. Just I am considering this point here, and we draw this. This is suppose point A and it is B. AB is equal and parallel to this. So this is your V1 and velocity at this point, that is V2. So just I am drawing another point C. This V2, this is equal to this and parallel to it, and joining these 2 points here, this. Just we will watch. This angle is d theta. Naturally, this will be d theta. Now you will compare between these 2. Okay. So first of all, in this diagram, we can write what? Vector law of addition. Triangle of AB plus BC, that might be equal to AC. So the value of this BC means change in position, that was here PQ. This BC can be written as AC minus AB. The value of AC, that is equal to V2 minus V1. So we can say this is the change in velocity. Change in velocity is denoted by delta V. Delta V means change in velocity. Okay. Just now I will compare between these 2. And finally we will get the value. So you should write, first of all, I am not going to write, only to understand it, let a particle be moving on the circular path. When it is at P, so in time P its velocity is v1 and it reaches to point Q after del t time and its velocity becomes v2. The speed will be same, but velocity will change according to its direction, and O be the center of the circular path. Naturally, joining these two will be the radius. So I have taken it as R and consider this diagram. Taking this point here, this is your velocity. These 2 are parallel and equal to AB, that is equal and parallel to this, and this is velocity at point Q, that is V2. So these 2 are parallel and it is equal to AC, and joining this from the triangle law, this plus this must be equal to this. So BC can be calculated, that is V2 minus V1, which is change in velocity. So BC means when the particle reaches from P to Q. Okay. So this BC is equal to delta V. Now we will calculate in given 2 triangles. We have to watch in these 2 triangles. Here is your triangle POQ and this is your BAC. You always take in mind this point O act as A. In these 2 triangles POQ and BAC, these 2 triangles will be similar. Why? because these two sides are same and this angle is same. So we can write in triangle this and this. This and this means triangle POQ and triangle BAC. These are similar because this angle POQ is equal to BAC and both the angle is equal to D theta. I have written. If two triangles are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding side. Watch here, this side is OP and this is your OQ. So OP by OQ must be equal to AB by AC. Just watch here, OP by OQ must be equal to AB by AC. Here is AB by AC. OP and OQ. Watch here, these are the radius of the circular path. This is R and this is R, so it will cancel each other. So it has been written as 1 R by R, and that is equal to this AB by AC. Just I have written. OP is equal to OQ. So both are equal to R. This will be 1. So AB must be equal to AC. Therefore, AB equal to AC, it can be written as B. These two triangles POQ and triangle BAC, these two triangles are similar. So the ratio of their corresponding side, we can write this PQ by OP in that particular triangle, BC by AB. The role of PQ is working at BC. OP, this one is equal to AB. So this by this is equal to this by this. The value of PQ, watch here, this PQ, this is your delta S by OP was radius R and BC I have calculated. This BC was equal to V2 minus V1. So that is change in velocity. We will use BC as delta V and AB that was equal to V. This one. We can calculate the value of delta V. Delta V can be written as V by R into delta S. By cross multiplication, both will be same. So this is the equation. Now it is dividing above equation by delta T. Now I am going to divide it both the sides. Either you can write dividing both the sides by delta T. So this will be delta V by delta T, and this is equal to V by R into what will be this value. This is your delta S. So we can write delta S by delta T. Taking, just I am going to taking delta T tends to 0. Taking delta T tends to 0 in above equation. So this will be limit delta T tends to 0. This is your delta V by delta T, and this is equal to, we can write V by R into limit delta T tends to 0, delta S by delta T. Recall your calculus knowledge. Limit delta t tends to 0, delta x by delta t can be written as dx by dt. So this delta v by delta t can be written as dv by dt. This is your v by r, okay, into this will be ds by dt, ds by dt. Now the term of physics in terms of calculus, dv by dt means rate of change of velocity. So this is your acceleration. This dv by dt can be written as acceleration, and ds by dt rate of change of displacement. What is it? Rate of change of displacement is called velocity. So finally, after this term is equal to acceleration a, that is equal to v by r into ds by dt, rate of change of displacement, that is called velocity. It is your v. So we can write a is equal to v square by r. Hence we can say this is the value of centripetal acceleration. Just I have told, taking limiting value delta t tends to 0. In this very case, the value of centripetal acceleration is equal to v square by r. That was the need of the question. That's all. If the question be asked in exam, obtain an expression for centripetal force. Okay. You have to prove all the step and expression for centripetal acceleration, and in the last you will write, since force is equal to mass into acceleration, so I can write if m be the mass of the body and F be the centripetal force, then F is equal to force is equal to mass into acceleration. So the value of centripetal force, so first of all, centripetal force means the force acting towards the center, that is centripetal force, and the value of centripetal acceleration is already we have obtained. So this value of centripetal force is equal to mass into value of centripetal acceleration. So centripetal acceleration is v square by r. So this is the final value or final expression for centripetal force. If the question be to find an expression, then you have to move this step. Otherwise, answer is here. Okay. This is the problem. Calculate the angular speed of flywheel. Have you seen flywheel? Angular speed of flywheel making 420 revolutions per minute, and your answer is 44 radian per second. So from the given question, what is given? Calculate the angular speed. It is omega. The demand of the question is omega. Making 420 revolutions per minute. Per minute it moves 420 times. So frequency is given. Either you can say n or nu. That is given 420 revolution per minute. So it will be divided by 60. It will be revolution per second. Revolution per minute, and it is equal to 7 revolution per second. Omega, the value of angular speed. So omega, there is a formula, omega is equal to 2 pi m. We can also write it as 2 pi nu, both are same, and means frequency or number of rotation. So this is 2 pi into the value of nu, that was 7 revolution per second. The value of pi 22 by 7, and this value was 7, these two 7 cancel, so your answer becomes 44 radian per second. This is the value of angular speed of the given question. Okay, this was the very first, and another example can be put before you. I have to calculate 3 items in this question. A body of mass 10 kg, mass is given, revolves in a circle of diameter 0.4 meter. Diameter of the circle is given, so the radius can be calculated. Making 1000 revolution per minute. RPM means revolution per minute. Calculate its angular speed, linear velocity, and centripetal acceleration. These are the 3 terms. So first of all, we should write the given item in the question. Mass of the body is 10 kg. Okay. Motion circle, diameter, value of D is given, and the value of R, radius will be half of the diameter, so it will be just dividing by 2, it will be 0.2 meter. Making 1000 revolution per minute, N or nu, that is given 1000 revolution per minute, so it will be divided by 60, it will be revolution per second. So 1000 by 60, it can be written as, this 0 cancel, 100 by 6, so it may be 50 by 3. RPS, revolution per second. The first demand of the question is angular speed. It is denoted by omega. The formula of omega. Omega is equal to path is circular 2 pi m. You can write 2 pi m or 2 pi nu. So 2 pi multiplied by n. The value of n was 50 by 3. So your first answer becomes 50 to the 100 pi by 3. Is it? First answer becomes 100 pi by 3 radian per second. The second demand of the question is linear velocity, that is denoted by V. The second demand is linear velocity, so V is equal to R omega. The value of R is given, R is 0.2, and when it will be multiplied by omega, just we have calculated 100 pi by 3. So your answer will be 100 into 2 by 10. 2 by 10 into 100 pi by 3. This 10 and 100 cancel. This becomes 10 to the 20 pi by 3. This is the value of linear velocity. So its unit will be meter per second. And the last demand of the question is centripetal acceleration. Just we have studied previous in this class. Third demand is number 3rd, and it is the last demand, centripetal acceleration. A for acceleration and subscript is C, that is centripetal acceleration, and the value of centripetal acceleration of v square by r. So it can be v is 25 by 3. Okay, this whole square into divided by r. So it is divided by 0.2. I am expecting you all will calculate 20 pi square means 20 into 2400 pi square. It can be written as 400 pi square by 3 9, and this is 1 by 0.2 means 2 by 10, 10 by 2. So it will be 5. Now you can match your answer. 400 into 5, that is 2000 pi square by 9 meter per second square. The demand of the question was only 3, but we have not used mass here. So it is your homework. 4th item, you will calculate centripetal force. The 4th demand I am giving to all of you. You should calculate centripetal force. There is no need to give hint to anyone. Centripetal force means mass into centripetal acceleration. You will calculate and that value. Okay, thank you.